Coach Ehlinger yesterday called this the most important Sunday game of the season for y'all. Why do you feel like this was so important, and what were y'all able to do to get it done?
Yeah, every game's important, but today especially, just going into another home stretch, just knowing what we can do on our field and know what we got to defend when we're playing on our field.
3 home run game for you today. It's the first time it's happened by a player here since Christian Moore in 2024 Kentucky. Talk about the at-bats today you were taking and what you were seeing.
Yeah, the approach going in was they had a lot of cutter guys, so the ball's moving kind of into lefties. So the approach was kind of catch it out front and hit it to right center. And they pitched me 3 times kind of inside, and I was able to get my hands in there and just put a barrel on it. And the wind was blowing out, thankfully, today.
Were you able to travel to Lexington for that game when SEMO hit those 3? What
I
do you
was.
remember about that? And given how special the year SEMO had, what does it mean to do something that he also did?
Yeah, and that was a crazy game. There was a lot of back and forth. I think that was on Sunday. But yeah, that was one of the craziest performances I've seen. Obviously, an unbelievable player that's came through here and kind of built or laid the foundation for the rest of the players coming through. And it's honestly a great member or a great teammate to kind of follow.
What were you thinking on the one that hit the very top of the foul pole?
I did not think it was going to stay fair. To be honest, I hit it and it started turning to the right, and I was like, no way, this is going to stay fair. And I saw it barely hit the right side of the foul pole, and I was like, oh my God, I hit it. So yeah, a little luck.
How good is it for the offense to have a day like that, seeing the ball leave the ballpark, but also guys getting on base in front of you, obviously?
Yeah, it's basically us knowing what we're capable of doing. Every single day we come to the field and having faith in the guys that we have out there. And we know everybody on the field can get the job done, and we're working hard to continue to do that every single day.
How does the lineup change when Henry is doing the things that he did today?
It helps everybody out. Obviously, Henry is an amazing ball player, and when he's on, he's one of the best players in the country. So having him hit like he did today, it really takes some stress off the other guys to try and just play free, basically.
Governor see Stone back in the lineup, and what did that single during the 3rd inning do for you guys to kind of jumpstart that offense?
It was great. Obviously, love Stone to death. He's my roommate. Lived with him basically for the last 3 years. And it was great to see him back out there because he wants to win as bad as everybody else does on the team. And just seeing him back out there and fitting in right back where he was, it was great.
What's he been like the last couple of weeks, kind of recuperating from obviously a pretty tough blow there and getting hit by the pitch?
Yeah, obviously he was pretty bummed out when it happened initially, but he got some good news from the doctors. We all thought it was going to be a little bit longer, so when he found out that good news, he was grinding right away, trying to find his way back into the lineup, and he's helped us out today.
What was it like for you as a roommate, watching him day by day, that eye and cheek get a little bit better?
Yeah, no, it was good. The first day, obviously, we're like, oh my God, this is going to be a while, but it obviously progressed how it should, and it ended up being quicker than we thought.
Obviously, Levi batted him in, but what was it like having him come back into the dugout and getting to celebrate with him?
It was great because, he was the one that started off the inning with a great hit, and it kind of gave the dugout and the rest of the people in the lineup a little momentum to kind of get him back in there.
Is there a simple answer to why this offense has looked so good at times, and then the way you guys did in the first 2 games of the series? Is there a simple answer for the lack of consistency there, and what you guys are doing differently at the plate?
I wouldn't say there's a simple answer. Baseball's a hard game, and some days it's not going your way, and some days it is. And to be honest, we're trying to grind every single day and play our better baseball. We're still yet to play our best baseball, and I'm just excited for this next week, 4 games at home.
Coach Ehlinger said that the main thing for you all is to have this mental mind reset heading into Game 3. How much did you all lean into that mental reset to give you the fresh approach today?
It was good. Just kind of going up there and playing free. I feel like that's when we're at our best, is when we're just playing with nothing to lose and just trusting each other and just trying to get the job done together and not putting too much pressure on ourselves.
Couple more.
How do you play a little bit more free in those first 2 games to kind of get the same results?
Sometimes just trying a little bit too hard is sometimes what can happen. But honestly, sometimes just trying a little bit too hard. That's all I got.
You've had a quiet few SEC games before today. What allowed you to keep your confidence high coming into today?
Just trusting my work, and knowing that the coaches and the players on our team have my back. Knowing that like whatever I can do whatever I do on the field is not going to change how they feel about me. It's a great thing to go into and have the trust of them.
What's key for your swing to be right?
Honestly, just seeing strikes and hitting them.
Thanks, Blake.
Thanks, Blake.